1. Which of the following best describes the primary objective of supply chain management? A. To minimize the number of suppliers in the network. B. To maximize customer satisfaction while reducing costs. C. To focus solely on transportation efficiency. D. To ensure product design aligns with marketing strategies. 2. In the SCORE model, which process category includes forecasting demand and aligning supply with demand? A. Make. B. Source. C. Plan. D. Deliver. 3. Which inventory management approach relies on real-time demand signals rather than forecasts? A. Vendor-managed inventory, VMI. B. Just-in-time, JIT. C. Materials requirement planning, MRP. D. Economic order quantity, EOQ. 4. Which term refers to the ability of a supply chain to quickly adjust to disruptions and continue operations? A. Flexibility. E. Agility. C. Responsiveness. D. Resilience. 5. Which of the following is a primary advantage of a push-based supply chain system? A. Reduced risk of excess inventory. B. Better alignment with actual customer demand. C. Economies of scale in production. D. Faster adaptation to market changes. 6. Which of the following is considered a Tier 1 supplier? A. A raw material provider to a component manufacturer. B. A direct supplier to the final product manufacturer. C. A distributor selling to retailers. D. A logistics company delivering goods to customers. 7. The bullwhip effect is best described as A. Decreasing fluctuations in inventory as demand moves upstream. B. Increasing demand variability as it moves up the supply chain. C. Elimination of forecasting errors in the supply chain. D. A measure of customer loyalty and satisfaction. 8. Which of the following best characterizes a lean supply chain strategy? A. Focusing on eliminating waste and increasing efficiency. B. Maintaining high levels of inventory for demand variability. C. Outsourcing all non-core activities to third parties. D. Focusing primarily on customer customization. 9. In global supply chain management, Incoterms primarily define A. Methods of demand forecasting. B. Transfer of risk and responsibility in international trade. C. Rules for production scheduling. D. Government compliance requirements. 10. A balanced scorecard in supply chain management typically includes which 4 perspectives? A. Financial, customer, internal processes, learning and growth. B. Supplier, customer, distribution, technology. C. Profitability, quality, service, innovation. D. Planning, sourcing, making, delivering. 11. Which sourcing strategy involves establishing long-term relationships with a few high-quality suppliers? A. Multiple sourcing. B. Single sourcing. C. Strategic sourcing. D. Spot purchasing. 12. Which of the following is a key component of sales and operations planning, S&OP? A. Long-term product innovation planning. D. Alignment of supply, demand, and financial goals. C. Quality control of manufacturing operations. D. Negotiation of labor union contracts. 13. The main difference between responsive and efficient supply chain strategies is A. Supplier selection criteria. B. Level of inventory investment. C. Emphasis on cost reduction versus customer responsiveness. D. Use of information technology. 14. Which transportation mode is most suitable for high-value, low-weight products that require fast delivery. A. Rail. B. Air. C. Truck. D. Ocean. 15. Which of the following is not a typical benefit of outsourcing and supply chain management? A. Access to specialized expertise. B. Increased flexibility. C. Greater control over core operations. D. Reduced capital investment. 16. What is the primary purpose of capacity planning in supply chain management? A. To ensure production levels match workforce size. B. To balance demand with available production resources. C. To manage warehouse space utilization. D. To track supplier delivery performance. 17. Which performance metric best measures supply chain reliability? A. Perfect order fulfillment rate. B. Cash-to-cash cycle time. C. Inventory turnover ratio. D. Order cycle time. 18. Reverse logistics refers to A. Using multiple transportation modes in reverse order. B. Moving goods from suppliers to manufacturers. C. Processes associated with product returns and recycling. D. Delivering products to international markets. 19. Which type of manufacturing strategy is most aligned with make-to-stock systems? A. Mass customization. B. Assemble to order. C. Continuous flow production. D. Engineer to order. 20. Which of the following technologies enables real-time tracking of goods across the supply chain? A. RFID. B. ERP. C. MRP. D. EDI. 21. Which financial metric is most directly influenced by supply chain efficiency? A. Gross margin. E. Return on assets. C. Net present value, NPV. D. Earnings per share, EPS. 22. Which of the following best describes a supply chain node? A. A bottleneck in production. B. A location where goods are stored or transformed. C. A supplier contract. D. A measure of lead time variability. 23. Which inventory control model assumes constant demand and lead time? A. EOQ. B. JIT. C. MRP. D. ABC analysis. 24. In risk management, which mitigation strategy involves developing alternate suppliers for critical items? A. Risk acceptance. B. Risk avoidance. C. Risk transfer. D. Risk diversification. 25. Which of the following is an example of vertical integration in supply chain strategy? A. Outsourcing transportation to a third-party logistics provider. B. A manufacturer acquiring a key supplier. C. Using multiple suppliers for raw materials. D. Partnering with competitors to share distribution centers. 26. What is the main advantage of postponement in supply chain design? A. Reducing transportation costs. B. Increasing inventory levels to meet demand. C. Delaying product customization until closer to demand. D. Simplifying supplier management. 27. Which supply chain process primarily focuses on order fulfillment and delivery to the customer? A. Plan. B. Source. C. Make. E. Deliver. 28. The main goal of total quality management, TQM, in supply chain operations is A. Maximizing profit margins. E. Continuous improvement and customer satisfaction. C. Reducing lead time variability. D. Enhancing supplier relationships. 29. Which of the following is not considered a primary driver of supply chain performance? A. Facilities. B. Inventory. C. Information. D. Marketing strategy. 30. What is the main function of distribution requirements planning, DRP? A. To determine workforce schedules. B. To plan inventory replenishment across distribution networks. C. To forecast raw material needs for production. D. To optimize product design for manufacturability. 31. Which of the following is a key benefit of collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment, CPFR? A. Increased competition among suppliers. B. Improved alignment between trading partners. C. Reduced need for IT infrastructure. D. Elimination of all supply chain risks. 32. Which of the following is an example of supply chain sustainability practice? A. Increasing batch production size. B. Minimizing packaging waste. C. Maximizing inventory turnover. D. Reducing supplier audits. 33. In supply chain finance, what does factoring involve? A. Suppliers offering discounts for early payment. B. Outsourcing procurement to third parties. C. Selling accounts receivable to a financial institution. D. Using long-term credit to finance assets. 34. Which sourcing decision involves comparing total costs, including logistics, tariffs, and risk? A. Local sourcing. B. Global sourcing. C. Total cost of ownership analysis. D. Reverse auction. 35. Which of the following best describes demand-driven supply chain planning? A. Using customer demand signals to synchronize supply. B. Relying heavily on long-term forecasts. C. Building large safety stocks for demand variability. D. Outsourcing demand planning to third-party providers.